because I trimmed my beard, dude. Trimmed my beard. I'm feeling young, feeling youthful, feeling fun.
Did you buy a new pair of clippers or what?
No, so I have 6% left on my on my clippers, dude. I gotta find a charger, man, because I'm just using it for special occasions.
Yeah, living on the edge.
Oh, there's a pun in that, dude. Clippers, edge, pause. Let's get started, man. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another District Gooner Pod. I see your two favorite DC Gooners.
Howdy, it's Steven and KP coming back at you with another one. I think it's episode 64, huh? International break. How we doing? How we doing this week, man?
Dude, I am all over the place. I'll be totally honest with you, man. My personal life, I've got a conference coming up next week. This is a hobby, so work is really kicking my ass. And on the other side, dude, the Arsenal are not helping the vibes with all the players just falling everywhere. And the weather is also giving me mad allergies, dude. I've got like fall allergies kicking my ass. I'm just taking punches left and right, dude.
Bro, the allergies, I'm actually with that. It's been killing me like the last week and a half. I don't know what's going on. It hit me hard. But I'm with you. It's international break. Vibes were good. Had a good weekend, but it's just like bad news. So we're coming to you. It's a Wednesday right now, Wednesday evening here in the States. So we'll probably get this on probably a Thursday, maybe a Friday if the allergies are really bad. So we actually haven't got much news today as far as some of the injury woes going on. So I guess what are we going to talk about today? Some of the injuries, some of the international play, and then we'll get into the North London Derby. But where to start, big man? Where to start? I guess there's only one place to start, huh?
Feels that way, dude. One sad place to start. I'm so sorry for everyone listening. I feel like you probably have the same vibes because when the team's not going well, things are just not going well, right? And it's a domino effect. Look it up. But dude, did you see the clip of the injury?
I did see the so KP hits me up. I don't have my phone on me. I'm basically at work. Don't have my phone on me. I pop out, turn on my phone. First message from him, like, Steven, he's been hurt. So I look it up. Dude, it's bad. Like, it's not great. It's obviously not the worst thing ever. Like, he's going to be playing again. But I think just based on the last game, too, when he came off injured and then he rolled his ankle, like, it's not looking good. It's just not looking great.
Weird vibes surrounding the club, dude. I mean, that Calafiori injury alone should have set off all the alarms. I don't know. Everyone pick up like a little fistful of salt and throw it behind you, okay? Something's going on in the atmosphere, dude. I'm not vibing with it, big man. I saw that ankle twist, bro. Immediately. He'll be out for a month. Are you kidding me?
So what I'm seeing, there's not much news. What I saw from today was that he got an MRI, but his ankle was so swollen they didn't get good results. So they're going to have to do it again. But like the preliminary, what they're telling people, what's in the ether is 3 weeks, about 3 weeks. That'd be obviously Spurs, Atalanta, City. That's at least those 3 games out the bag for sure. I would probably put it on the upper of the 3, leaning to 4. That's just my guess. There's no reason to rush him back. I mean, he's our guy, right? Like, he's Gødegaard. He's the guy. There's no reason to rush him back. It's early in the season. But it doesn't look great. You saw the guy apologize, too. I thought that was kind of funny. Like, what are you doing?
Dude, that's funny, man. Like, what has the world come to? That this incident alone, like, do you think he apologized because there's a lot of abuse going towards him online and he feels the need to apologize? Because I can't wrap my head fully around it.
That's exactly what I think happened. Arsenal fans being Arsenal fans, baby. Probably in his DMs, like talking all kinds of crazy stuff. Because it was an accident. Like, it's just kind of one of those freak things that happen. I'm not putting that guy at fault at all, right?
No,
not at all.
When you watch that clip, dude, they're both going for it. It's a pretty fair 50-50, and it's a lunge, and he just lands weird, man. It happens all the time. Also,
yeah, it happens.
I guess the same people in that guy's DMs are probably the same people screaming Edu out, bro, because it's Edu's fault Odegaard got hurt, right?
Yeah, you know how it is. I'm sure it's just people in his DMs talking mess. I mean, I'm sure it's great that you apologize and everything, but I don't think Odegaard really cares much that you apologize. Like, it's football, bro. It's football.
I hope not. Yeah, he doesn't strike me as that kind of person. And I mean, dude, there's another international break, right? In like 3 weeks or just about a month. So to your point, you definitely don't want to rush him back. I agree. I know the schedule's tough, and maybe your instincts are that we should, but I don't think we should rush him back, because I worry if he returns too quickly, then he'll get called to the next international break. And I'd rather he just sit out the next international break and just come back fully healthy.
That's facts. Something that I saw that people were discussing online is like, how can you let him go play for Norway? You know, so the Nations League is like glorified friendlies. That's what I think it is. But it's like, how can you let him go? But he's the captain, right? Like, he's the captain of his nation. I'm sure he takes pride in that. Like, we're talking about versus England, when they have a whole bunch of, these are your first team players. They're playing for major trophies, yada, yada. Like, Norway's just playing to win games. Like, even the friendlies, they're just trying to win stuff. So, like, having him go. Holland was there too, right? Like, I understand. Odegaard is the captain of his country. He's going to want to play. So I don't see any problem with him going off on international duty.
The captaincy is of course a factor in it for him. And these people, if these are the same people who probably say, oh, look at Benny Blanco, how shame Benny Blanco for not representing your country. Probably the same people saying, why did we let Odegaard go represent his country? So it's just tough, man, trying to balance it. But he's the captain of his nation. And I think what I'm still struggling with is, why didn't we sub him at halftime against Brighton? Honestly, man. Like, what's happening here with the medical staff and some of the decision making on our side slightly? And to be fair, did he have to play 90 minutes? I get that he went to represent his country, but back-to-back 90 minutes from him, that's a tall ask, dude.
I'm with you there. I feel like maybe one day that's going to be a huge talking point, hopefully between the club manager and the international manager. Like, hey, yeah, we'll send him, but can you please, I don't know if that's a contractual thing or something that can be added, but with the amount of games that these guys are playing, right, let's somehow put a stipulation in there. They're not going to play 90 minutes week in, week out, go to international ball and put in 90-minute shifts after traveling and all that. That's way too much. What you just said about our medical staff and us not subbing him, you're not are you like likening the two instances?
What do you mean likening the two instances?
Are you saying because he was slightly injured in our game versus Brighton, therefore this injury is made worse by the incident that just happened in Norway?
I think the two are
I think they're related.
Kind of related. When you pick up a knock, that knock was to his right knee, right? It was right below his right knee, that tackle. So you're the way you're balancing your weight almost shifts slightly, right? Your body is so connected, dude. You hurt your ankle. Next thing you know, you're having hip problems in the same leg, and then it could even be in your shoulders one day. So I think they're kind of connected, dude. But my problem with the medical staff, and my problem just is with the management of Odegaard, is he was visibly hurting in the Brighton game. So why didn't we take him off at halftime? I'm really struggling with that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But look, he's not the... Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to move on to Calafiore, our other injured guy. Have you heard anything with him?
No, not since the cartoon I saw. I haven't. I think for the North London preview, we're just gonna have to go based on who we know for sure is fit. When we talk about the squad, because like Calafiore, I would imagine he's a doubt. I don't know what that means, but he's a doubt.
I haven't seen any news on this guy, so I'm assuming Italy probably plays. Maybe they let me while we're talking here, I'll pull up Italy's schedule and see if he played or not.
I don't think he played in their next game, but check it out. I think all the games are done now on Wednesday. I saw Declan Rice also put in back-to-back 90s for England. They did pull off Saka in the 66th minute, so that was generous of them to give him a little break. King Kai put in back-to-back 90s for Germany, dude. 34 goal involvements in 41 starts for Germany, by the way. For King Kai, dude. That's not bad. That's not bad from our number 9.
Not bad at all, Vikes captain. Yeah. I think he got some good words from the manager too, Nagelsmann. I think he had some good things to say about him. So at that one game that he scored in, he got the pen. He hit the crossbar like what, 3 times or something?
At least twice. There was a header and there was a volley. I know that. And the penalty, did you see him? Sauce that guy?
Yeah, that was nice.
Dude, he's bringing out some new moves. He's pulling some step overs, going with his right, dude. He's vibing right now. So I'm pretty excited to see him at the weekend. I saw Zinni also played for Ukraine in both of their games. They lost both, by the way. So that's not great for Ukraine. Saliba also put in back-to-back 90s, dude. I mean, our players are playing too. This is the stage that we've also reached. I think we as fans just have to become more accustomed to it. We do, dude, because to be fair, leading up to the Euros, what did we keep saying? Why doesn't Saliba play for France? Like, he didn't play in any of their friendlies, right? So now we can't really say, why does he play for France in the friendlies? Like, I don't know. The flip-flop is just, it's too quick these days, dude.
He did. He jumped in the squad fast. Like for these Euros, I feel like he wasn't even projected to be the starter, and then all of a sudden he's in the squad and he's not leaving. And I don't see him leaving for the next 8 years probably. He's gonna be stuck in there. I just checked with Calafiore. He wasn't even on the bench.
That's good
for the second friendly. So I'm not sure of his status, but I'm glad Zinni at least played. Get your minutes in. Not happy, Rice. Not happy that Saliba played the 90, but hey, that's football these days, huh?
That's football, dude. All right, man. I think let's put the international woes behind us and change up these vibes, dude. Big weekend coming up, man. North London Derby. Everyone's been looking forward to it. Got Atalanta midweek. So I think there's a lot to still be excited about. The squad is still pretty good. I know there's been some panic online. I've seen it. I think I felt it too. How do you feel about all the Edu out chatter, dude? People out here saying that Edu's cooking, huh? Like, people are really chatting shit about Edu, man.
Are they chatting because of the status of our squad now with these injuries, saying we should have more?
Yeah. They're saying it wasn't enough. The transfer window, it just wasn't enough, dude. The spending wasn't enough. We were right. I think it's so easy to be negative for a long time, and then when injuries kind of pile up, be like, "Oh, I was right." Like, yeah, that's just click chasing, man.
Hindsight is 2020. I've seen stuff about like Smith Rowe and Vieira. Like, well, now we don't have a replacement. Like, if we had either of them, they'd be playing. And like, I don't necessarily agree with that. I mean, they've been on our squad for the last 2-3 years, and they didn't play. So, hey,
I'm so glad you brought that up, dude, because I was inspired by you to bring up this game. And the game is, would he even get in? So let's play it. North London Derby, dude. Preview time. Reece Nelson, would he even get in?
No.
Fabio Vieira, would he even get in?
No.
Sambi Lakanga. Would he even get in?
No.
Nuno Tavares. Would he even get in?
Not even near the stadium. Probably not in London.
Emil Smith-Rowe. Would he even get in?
He's the only one to me with a chance. The only one.
You're saying that now, but hear me out. Eddie Nketiah. Would he even get in, Steven?
You know what? Last year he would have. But after we've seen a couple runs from him now, no, he would not. I don't think he would.
I think that's the only one that maybe I feel a little differently about. And the Jesus injury is just obviously the reason behind that. I think the sell of Eddie, the way it happened, I think, yeah, it's fine. But he's the one that I feel like he would actually maybe get in to this squad.
I still don't. I think it's just become very apparent. I've been saying this. He's like the fourth best forward, best striker. He was the fourth best. He's no longer because he's not a part of us, but he was the fourth best striker in our squad. I think that's become apparent. I'd rather have Trossard up there, obviously Jesus, or Kai. Any of them three, take your pick over him.
I think, yeah, no, that's fair, dude. That's fair. That was a fun game, man. I think we should play that more often. And if the listeners liked it, drop a rating today.
Here's a good one. Ethan Nwaneri, does he get in?
Would he even get in? Huh.
Does he get in? Will he?
I think this is another one of those where the same people who are always screaming the manager doesn't give the youth a chance are screaming, he's not ready. He's not ready. But this manager, bro, he doesn't give the youth a chance.
Dang, you're giving it to the flip-floppers today, man. You're throwing out the hate for the flip-floppers.
I'm out here checking all these click chasers, bro. I'm tired of it, Robbie.
So for you, does he? Do you think he gets in on Sunday?
Ethan, I don't think he starts. Well, I made my lineup, and we'll get to that. He doesn't start for me in my lineup, but I wouldn't be surprised if the manager gives him the start. I would be supportive of that decision because I think, why do you have him on the bench? Why did you clear the pathway for him? Did it come too early? Maybe. Hey, it happens sometimes. That's all right. Roll the dice again, dude. And we'll see. Hopefully the manager does believe in him. And I mean, dude, how old was Cesc Fabregas when he was playing in North London derbies and bossing the pitch, man?
Yes, sir.
How old was he, bro? Look it up,
sir.
man. Look it up. I think he made his debut at 16. I think those back to, you know, that like famous 2 goals that he scores, one off the kickoff, basically. I think he scored that when he was like 19. Someone can fact check me on that, but I think he was a teenager, bro.
I love it. I kind of think he will get in. I do.
Does he start for you?
He does. He does for me. I've taken an approach this season, and I wanted to say this earlier, but I'm trying to take an approach this season of like not being so, I guess, critical of things. Like just trying to enjoy it. Like just trying to enjoy the ride. Like the standard now to actually win, the expectations are so high, right? I think last year you go into these games and it's like you draw a game, you lose, you win by only a goal, and it's like the performance isn't good and you just like don't feel great, you know? As a fan, it's like you just don't feel great, and it's very the tension of every single week. It's like I've tried to go into the season like much more just like open. It is what it is. I'm not trying to expect much. And like this is like for me, like starting this season, this is like almost perfect. If we get to see Ethan Nwaneri play, like start a game, I'm like, hell yeah. Like this is fun. Like this is the fun part. This is like Mikel Arteta having to change things up. Like he's forced to do something different. I think for the last 2 years, this is something we kind of knock him on a little bit, is run it back mode. I don't necessarily like run it back mode all the time. Like I understand getting results is the name of the game, but also like I want to see the growth of the team. I want to see the different combinations. Like I want to see how can we talk about move the needle. I think maybe changing your team up moves the needle a little bit. this forces changes. It forces it, and now you get to see some new faces, and I'm all about that. I'm kind of excited. I guess the next 3 weeks, basically. Let's see what happens.
It is exciting, dude. And dude, this goes back to we're not in the day-to-day of the trainings. We don't really even know what Ethan's capable of, dude. So I like the way you framed the whole thing, though, that seeing changes is exciting. It's not something to fear, dude. It's not something that we should be so afraid of. I think embrace it. Embrace uncertainty, dude. Come, and no one, this is the beauty of it. No one has a clue what the starting sheet will look like, dude.
Exactly.
Ange doesn't know. Pep doesn't know. Atalanta doesn't know. Nobody knows who's about to be on that pitch, dude. So there's some fun in that element of surprise.
I'm all about that. I think it's going to be fun. So we even have Rice out, of course. So for this next game, midfield could be Jorginho, Partey, Kai. It could be Jorginho, Rice, Ethan. It could be Partey, Rice, Jorginho. Like, it could be. There's a lot of combinations that it could be. We don't know what it's, but maybe. I want it to be one of those things where we see something that works for us. It's like, hey, let's start using this in the future. Oh, we're playing this type of team. Boom. This is the midfield we're going to use. Right? Because we want to hit them on A and B. And this combination gives us that. Like, I just see it can only be good things. I don't want to be all negative. Like, Odegaard's out. Oh, our captain. We're going to lose these next 3. I don't think that's true. Our team's too good for that. We have the depth. Adu got the pieces.
Dude,
so we'll be all right.
I totally hear you on that, dude. And on going back to playing Ethan, I think a point you made when people were really critical of Thomas Partey was that it's not a big deal when you have big man, another big man behind you. Like, if we put Ethan out there with a TP5 and a Kai Havertz next to him with a big Gabby behind him, he's gonna be all right, dude.
Yeah, you have the cover, and they're gonna protect him. Like, they're gonna protect him.
Hell yeah, they're gonna protect him.
But also let the kid play. Like, let him do his thing. If he's gonna be the one that's gonna go out there, and I'm cool if he comes on as a sub too. Like, I expect him to. It's Tottenham. Like, he's gonna be on his P's and Q's, man.
Absolutely, dude. All right. Well, before we get to predicting how Mikel Arteta will put out the team sheet and the 4D chess masterclass that's incoming, dude. Who do you think will captain the side?
Saka, Bukayo.
Really? Is it that easy?
For me, that's just for me. That's I think it is that easy for me. Who do you got?
I think that's fair. I personally, I want it to be Benny Blanco. Personally, I think it's a derby game. Give him the captain's armband. The fans are going to be up for it. They'll know what's coming. But I don't know if he's that kind of material. Call it.
I think last year, like when Odegaard was subbed, I'm pretty sure Saka was next in line. I'm pretty sure we've seen that. So that's just my expectation.
Yeah. And Saka loves a derby, dude. He absolutely does. All right, man. Well, before we get to the squad, let's see some officiating news. Jarrett Gillett will take charge of the center for the match, and Stuart Atwell is on VAR. Do those names sound familiar to you?
Wolves, right? The choke slam. I know Gillett was on the choke slam game. He was the center. I'm not sure who VAR was. I'm surprised it's not Mike Oliver. To be honest, game of the weekend, man. Like,
that is kind of surprising.
Put your best referee on it. I'm surprised it's not him. I'm not a fan of Gillett. I mean, I'm not a fan of any of these referees, to be honest. But first game of the season, guy gets thrown on the ground, gets choked, nothing. So I guess we'll see what Romero can come up with this week.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Romero, let's take a look at our opponent for a little bit. So the last 5 matches that we've played Tottenham, 4 Arsenal have won. The only game we lost was in May of 2010 22. That's the last time we lost to these jokers, dude. 3-0. I think that was the season where we really needed to get into the Champions League. It was like we were fighting for that 4th spot, and we kind of blew it.
Was that did we get a red card in that?
I'm not sure, dude. Let me see if I can find out. But while I look up for this, dude, that's kind of an impressive record, right? The last 4 games, we're undefeated against them. The results were 3-1, 2-0, 2-2, 3-2. So 1 draw, 3 wins for us. I think there's something to be confident about still.
I do too. I know it's away from home. It's after the international break. I don't think Tottenham's looks fantastic either. So they have 4 points right now. They have a win-loss and a draw. So it's not like they're coming in on fire. Let's see.
We did have a red card that game, dude. It was Rob Holding.
Yes, sir. That's what I thought. Freaking Rob Holding, man. He's not playing also. He's having issues. Yeah, he's having issues. I don't know what's going on, but he got called out by the manager, which I thought was funny because he is a professional.
He's a professional from what we know, at least. He's up there. All right, man. Well, anything else you want to comment on? I mean, these guys, I don't really know about their injuries, so
I don't think their injuries are anything to note. I would say so. They tied that game, the first game of the season against Leicester. We remember that. Shout out Vardy for the celebration. They smacked up Everton, which isn't much because they're bottom of the table. And then I did watch that Newcastle Tottenham game, and it was a home game for Newcastle, and they were getting battered, in my opinion. But they came out on top. They got that late counterattack with Isak to put them up 2-1. Tottenham had a ton of chances, a lot of chances in that game. They just couldn't put them away. So I can almost guarantee both teams will score this game. Tottenham leaves themselves vulnerable. Of course they will. But they are all about the attack as well. So there's already a pen written from Mr. Gillett. So both teams will score in this game. Let's see what happens. I'm feeling good based on what you just said though. We're undefeated in the last 5. You said 5?
4 out of
nice.
4 out of 5. Yeah,
4 out of 5. That's nice.
That is pretty good, dude. I'm looking at their last lineup against Newcastle, and the only one of note that's missing from it is the Dutch defender, Van de Ven. So I don't know what his injury status is, if he'll come back into the side and he'll be next to Romero, or if they'll play Dragon's Son again. So, but, their midfield was Sarr, Bissouma, Maddison against Newcastle. I imagine it's probably the same. Maybe Bentancur gets in there. He's a decent player, but I don't know if he's injured or not. I think he often gets injured, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's not playing. Yeah, Sonny's still there, so Kulusevski, he'll be dangerous, but that'll be a fun matchup to look forward to for our defenders. So you said there's going to be goals for sure. What would you predict your scoreline to be?
I think it's going to be a high one, man. I'm going to say like 3-2. It's going to be like a 3-2 or a 3-1.
I was also leaning 3-2. But you know what, man? It's an away game, so I wouldn't be surprised if we win 1-0.
Talk about flip-flopper.
It's either a 3-2 or it's a 1-0, dude. And you could take that to the bank.
Take that to the bank.
That's the way we like it. All right, man. What do you think's going to be the lineup? What do you think the manager? Well, forget the manager, because who knows what he's going to do. What's your lineup, dude?
My lineup. I'm going to go same back line. Obviously, goalkeeper. Same back line as we've been running. Timber at the left back. The midfield, this is where it gets interesting. I'm going Partey plays, Kai Havertz at the left, and I'm going to go Ethan at the right center mid.
Good for you, dude.
I'll go Ethan Nwaneri. Yeah, I'll put my chest out there for that. The midfield to me is the one that's really up in the air because it could go any direction. And wherever you put Kai, is really distinguishes everything, because he's 100% going to be on the field, right? Kai Havertz is starting. Is he starting in the midfield or up top? So if he plays in the midfield, my front line would be Saka. I believe Jesus is back from injury. Do you know? Can you confirm?
I think he started to up his rehab, but honestly, for this match, as of today, I'm treating it as he's not fit to start. We'll find out more.
Here.
On Friday, he'll have a press conference, the manager. So we'll find out more on Friday. But as of right now, I'm treating it as he's unfit. So maybe take him out of your lineup.
Okay. So that means Kai at left 8, Trossard at the 9. And I'll go Nelly out wide.
Okay. Oh, wow.
That way, I think we saw games where Trossard and Kai played that 9 center mid role, and they kind of can flip very, very nicely. And what's nice about that, you hit on this last pod, Kai can then run through the line. Yeah, he likes to make those deep runs. I don't think there's a problem with him running through then and Trossard covering him and the center mid. I kind of feel those vibes.
Interesting. Okay. Hear me out, dude. Backline, I'm with you. Raya, I'm with you. J20 at the left 8. TP5. It's a double pivot. Got King Kai at the 10. Saka on the right. Sterling and Martinelli. Double left wing, dude. Double left wing. I think like Sterling and Nelly will just both line up on the left wing, and then Kai will just roam in that 10 to striker role all by himself, dude. And we'll just overload that left side. That's how I'm feeling. Trossard, for me, I had a tough time putting him at the 9, dude. I think against big center backs like that, he doesn't really do that well. For some reason, I just go back to like one of the Porto games, the first Porto game. I think he played the 9, and I just remember being upset with him. And I feel like I wouldn't want him at the 9 for this game. And I want to have players that will break through the line because, theoretically, Tottenham's going to have a high line. So I'm feeling better with a roaming Sterling and Sterling, King Kai, J20, that 3 have already played with each other. So there wouldn't be a huge adjustment period to it, I suppose.
I completely am not even thinking about Sterling. For sure he plays, and he's going to probably get the 88th minute winner, is my guess. So he's going to get that third goal at 2-2. I like that shout. That's a really good shout. I know I said my midfield 3 was Kai, Ethan, Partey, but if someone had some sense and was anything like Arteta, I think the center midfield trio that you put out is very realistic for this game. That's much more realistic. The only issue for me, they have to play a double pivot if that's the case. They have to, because they don't have the legs, because Tottenham's center mids are runners. Like, they got power in that center midfield. Basuma and Sarr, like just them 2 alone, they could outrun us like nothing. But if they play a double pivot, I could see it working.
Defensively, it could be a bit of a challenge, but offensively, I'm very comfortable with the passing ability of those 2 in the middle to spray our other players through the line. So that's how I'm kind of approaching, is if we're just moving the ball quickly enough, and if I know it's going to be kind of it's a dogfight out there, so but I don't know. I do feel like with their passing ability, they could trigger more.
To me, that it's almost like a catch-22. Because what you're saying, absolutely. If your game plan is we're going to keep the ball, be more conservative, and just keep the ball away from them, then Jorginho and Partey, like, that's it. But if that's our game plan, then what's the flip side of it? We're going to get countered. And you don't want Jorginho and Partey running back at their own goal. That's kind of the catch-22 of it. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun, man. So I don't think we'll have another pod, unless depends on the scoreline, but I anticipate that we won't have another pod until after the Atalanta match on is it Wednesday or Thursday? That Champions League game.
Thursday, I think. Yeah, think there's quite a few games now on Thursday for Champions League.
Oof, I don't know how I feel about that yet, but so we play Thursday and then Sunday. That's super tough. So maybe we will actually have a preview pod for a Tottenham game. I mean, a post-match reaction pod. So I'm just gonna hold all my pieces there. You want to go around the league for a second and just see if there's any other matches to call out from the weekend?
Yeah, let's take a look.
Saturday starts with United versus Southampton at 7:30 a.m. Eastern. So, I would kind of love that. I would love that upset.
That would actually be hilarious. There's no way. There's just no way. There's no real good games on Saturday, man. I'd say Fulham West Ham's the best one. Not a good lineup.
Fulham West Ham game could be a fun one to watch.
Bournemouth Chelsea too. Bournemouth Chelsea's not bad.
Yeah, that scoreline could be anything. City play Brentford. Do you think this will be their toughest test yet?
That's pretty good. It probably will be. It is a home game for them. And then Sunday, big day Sunday, early here. I think it's on at 9:00.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not the 11:30, dude.
Me too. That doesn't make much sense. Wolves Newcastle to close out the weekend. Not a great one either.
I wonder if that's a City control kind of thing. You know, it's like if the derby is earlier in the morning, it's, well, for us, it's kind of like earlier in the afternoon for them, I suppose. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's just easier to control everything post-match. All right, man. Well, I think we can leave this one where it is. So, unless you have anything else to add?
No, sir. Let's hope our captain comes through.
Yeah, wishing him a speedy recovery. We'll probably see him after the next international break. And thanks to everyone for spending time with us. If you like the podcast, make sure you leave a rating or a review. And we will see you on the other side.
Be easy.